It's your boy JH Gibbons here.
I'm Will C.
Welcome to another episode of the Achromous Podcast, episode 97. We want to thank you for joining us, regardless what day of the week it is, regardless what time of the day it is. You're joining us, and we thank you for that. If you're listening, it means that you're listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you can hear a podcast. If you're watching our beautiful faces, it can only mean one thing. You're looking at us on YouTube. Here's what I want you to do. If you have not done so, before you clicked on this video, I need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. See, the next time you hop on YouTube, one of the very first videos you will see is episode 97 of your Achromous Podcast. And most of all, we'll see.
It's free to do so. Power of choice is a beautiful thing if used correctly. This is one of those times we strongly recommend. We implore you to do so. It would be really helpful to our effort and causes to help with self-development, awareness, and the empowerment of you because you matter. So please do so. It only takes a second of your time to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. And I'm going to add one more in that. Can you share the content as well? Each one teach one. The more that you help pass it around, the more it helps with the algorithm so that we can reach people who are like-minded, just like you.
Amen to that, brother. What a week it has been. If you joined us last week in the Achromous Podcast, episode 96, you would have learned some advice that you can take and use for yourself if you are one of those entrepreneurs out there who is still working a 9-to-5 and you're really trying to figure out how you can split your time up evenly or how you could still be productive at work as well as being productive in something that you're doing on the side in order to build up over time. Check that episode out, man. It is full of gems. It's full of actionable advice, which is exactly what we put out here on the Achromous Podcast every single week. We want you to take advantage of the gems that we deliver each and every week so that each and every week you come back, you're one step further towards your goal, you're one step further towards your purpose, and you're leading a fulfilling life, right? I mean, life is so short, so unpredictable. It's very important that while we are here, we should put forth our purpose and at least work towards understanding what that is. Let that be the leading thing in your life. And even if that purpose does change every now and again, you make sure that it is the forefront of everything you're doing in life, or else you're just a ship with sails just blowing in the breeze without any direction. So before listening to any more of this episode of the Achromous Podcast, go back to episode 96. From beginning to end, chock full of gems. If you want to chop it up yourself, you can. You can go to our TikTok page, our IG page to see some of the clips that we put together as well from that podcast if you want to get little bite-sized, digestible advice pieces for you to use for the upcoming week. We'll see. I'm wondering how much you enjoyed that podcast episode last week and if you were able to kind of jumpstart your week trying to balance that 9-to-5 with the side hustle of building this Achromous community.
Oh, it was very helpful. I had a lot of takeaways, a lot of things to apply in my life personally. Especially being able to like highlight on some of the reels that we had together of like really impactful moments. It was really good, really big. I think it's also important to remember as you approach these things that you be practical and how you handle them to really make sure that you're maximizing your decision making and everything that you're doing along the way. Another avenue as well, just I think we should mention that we did, is you can also we have a weekly newsletter that we provide as a recap is another alternative so that you can get some fresh news as to what's going on with the Achromous outside of reaching on what you see on TikTok, what you hear on Spotify, what you're seeing on IG, Facebook, or any social media outlet platforms to reach us. This is another way that we're providing services. And having said that, feel free to reach out, to us directly, DM us your email, and we can make sure to add you for a free subscription, no charge to you. Just to help you catch up on some of the latest information and issues that we have related to our store that we have, the Achromous Fitness Store as well, where you can see wonderful attire and gear that you see like this as well. So if you support what we're about and you're about the empowerment of movement of yourself and others, who are like-minded like you. This is our way of giving back and letting you know that you matter, and you can make sure that it's symbolic, right? So we want to make sure that don't forget those talking points of what's important to mention, because that is another avenue that we are providing now as well too. And we also make we provide blogs, a blog in it, something to go into depth that we ourselves are directing, that we're putting into, but we also like to give back to the fitness aspect as well, with like other fun articles that we may find, maybe of healthy tips, suggestions, articles that we've come across that we've read throughout the week, right? So we're being very proactive about making sure that we're bringing you the latest and greatest information that's accessible out there, and utilizing the platforms available to us to help save you some time, right? So you can get through the mumbo jumbo, but you can get things that is going to be good and beneficial to you. This is a really good way of like having a good feel good moment. Outside of, if you're craving more things Achromous, this is one way that you can get just that tailored down, that you could just divvy and chop up throughout the week at your own time. So want to make sure I let share that, Jay. But for the most part, I was able to apply a lot of it to my week, and especially with impatience. It's required a lot of that of me this week. A lot of events, a lot of circumstances, but ultimately it was good, man. It was good. Can't complain. Made sure to enjoy the holiday. Was able to eat good and all those good things, man. So I'm just thankful to be here today, man. How about you?
I am 100% thankful to be here today. I think if there's one takeaway that I could bring back from this past week, obviously if you're in the States, then you would know that Thanksgiving was not too long ago. Us producing this on Sunday means that you're probably still recovering from that Thursday feast that you had. I know I am. I must say that going into the rest of the year and into next year, I'm staying away from certain foods, and I have been really good doing that. We'll see this past year, but Thanksgiving, it always gets the best of a lot of us. So I dove in a little bit more than I should have, and I must say I'm paying for it right now. I now know how it feels like to have a beer belly. You know what I mean? Like for me, like typically I could walk around, you can, if you're walking around, you can suck it in a little bit and all that stuff. Like there's truly a difference with having like maybe a full stomach, or like you have an empty stomach in the morning, whatever, versus having a beer belly. Like with a beer belly, you cannot pull that in. So I notice like folks out there who may, a lot of people are out there drinking, it might be drinking beer, a lot of calories, a lot of sugar, all that stuff. They're wearing the beer, if you will, on them, and there is no way you can hide that. Like I have been struggling this entire day. Like these past couple days, I've been absolutely struggling, man. Because I can feel it just sitting on me, right? It's just sitting there, and it becomes an obstruction. I got to keep pulling my shirt away from it and all that stuff. And it's so funny because at the beginning of the week I looked nothing like that, but it just took one bad day for me to go down this path, and I am regretting it ever so much today. And I'm sure once I get to the point where I no longer have to worry about it, I'll feel so much better. But right now I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling awful. Like when I came back today, I felt like I was just going to go to the gym. I felt like I wanted to do that just so I could feel a little bit better about myself. And I did do that Friday. I went after Thanksgiving, after the feast. I got into the gym, got some cardio in, did some lifting. I felt so much better after that. But it is still there. Like, and since that's like the only thing that's there, because I'm going back to my normal nutrition, the fish, the Caesar salad, that all stuff. But it's still there. Like that, it's such a weird feeling, and I can't really explain it. But those who drank six packs in the past in a day, which I do not recommend people doing, especially if you don't do it often, because it completely destroys you. Right now, it is destroying me. We'll see, but I want to say, at least for something I am now thankful for, besides knowing that I'm not going to be binge drinking beer again. I am thankful for opportunity, man. That is the one thing that I could say over this past year I've been grateful for. I know last year into this year, there's so many big changes that we've had with Achromous. Not only did we build up the site the way we wanted it, we got a blog, we got a newsletter, we even got a Achromous After Dark that's going to be launching in the next couple episodes. So we are taking the steps forward, and each and every day that passes, we all have yet another opportunity to get closer and closer to what our true purpose is. And for you guys out there who are watching this and you're subscribed and you're listening, but for whatever reason you have not taken just one gem from any of the episodes that we have talked about endlessly for 97 weeks straight, now is that opportunity to do so. There goes that O word again, opportunity. So you now have the opportunity to take advantage of being able to listen to this podcast episode, listen to all the episodes that we have in the vault, and then move forward by implementing these things into your life, right? If you are hearing us, if you are seeing us, that can only mean one thing. It means you're still alive. It means you have another opportunity to take advantage of your own situation. Tomorrow, you may not have this opportunity, right? And we don't say this lightly, right? I mean, a lot of us in this life have had friends or relatives that have passed suddenly, right? And a lot of the times we end up sitting there and regretting, God, if I had just one more moment, if I had one more chance to say hi, to tell that person I love them, to tell that person I cared about them, to hug and hold that person. I know there's so many people out there right now that are thinking about that. So what I want you to do is make sure that every opportunity that you have from this point on, you're taking advantage of. And I don't mean you're spending more time with distractions, whether it's this mobile device here or watching the TV, watching politics, getting in some sort of scuttlebutt with somebody on social media that does not matter at the end of the day. Don't focus on that. Your life is precious, number one. Number two, it's unpredictable and it is very, very, very short. So in the span that you're here on this planet, which on average is way less than 70 to 80 years, it's important that you take advantage of every single day. Take advantage of every opportunity. And what does that mean? Of course, in the Achromous podcast, we like to break down everything. We don't like to just talk in cliches. So here's what we're talking about, right? When we say take advantage of every single opportunity that comes. If you want to be an artist, let's say a singer, or you want to be a poet, or you want to be a director, take advantage of every opportunity that comes. If there's a networking event in your city or the neighboring city, go to that, especially if that'll get you further along your journey. Network with people who have already been there. Try to find yourself a mentor. That doesn't mean you walk up to somebody and beg them to mentor you, but you walk alongside of them. You ask them questions. You prove yourself. You bring value to other people, and other people will be attracted to you. So on this day, we'll see. I gotta say, for Thanksgiving, the one thing that I am 100% thankful for is another opportunity, right? An opportunity to sit here and let our community know that you are so damn worth it. And like when you truly understand that, like when you sit there and really understand what that means to you, you will live life with such purpose that if you were to die tomorrow, you would be so satisfied with everything you've done in your life because you've lived it with a fulfilling purpose. So we'll see. That is what I am thankful for this Thanksgiving, is another opportunity.
I mean, that is something to really be grateful for. The opportunity and all that it has that you can benefit from in life, and just most of them, right? I think that's really what really kind of want to focus on from the sense of it, is making the most of those opportunities you get. I mean, I would say for me, it's along the lines of that as well. The power of choice, of like through experiences, has been really something that I've learned to be thankful for, and myself to recognize, areas where I can grow and develop. And this year has been one of those years where really, I've really been challenged in life events, and just learning more about myself, and how I can be better. The areas that I have some shortcomings and it's required me to take a different approach. It's required me to recognize, as you said, like opportunities, even in between, those moments that you feel are adversities. There's always an opportunity there if you look hard enough. If you work hard enough, if you apply yourself enough, and you got to just take those chances and apply them as best you can. Be intentional about it. So this year has really kind of taught me those areas that even when you feel like you got it, you just don't know. But you see what you made of, and I'm just thankful for another opportunity each day. I'm thankful to get up and be able to hit the reset button on a day prior, and just recognize that I have only the right now in front of me, and making the most of it. So along the lines of what you said with opportunity, that's kind of where I'm at too. Just being grateful, man. I'm just grateful for life. If anything, I'm just grateful to be here, man. Because what I don't want to ever happen is to get into a point where my time has arrived and I feel like I needed another. Yeah. I want to just be grateful for what I have now. I'm grateful for the people who are in my life, people who are in my life that make their presence felt. And I'm even grateful for those who may not be in my life as of now or may have parted our ways, but I've learned lessons and experiences from them as well. Because ultimately, all these things that I've encountered in my life has made me who I am today. It's made me be better for myself. And because of that, I'm the best I can be around those who love me and give that back to them unconditionally. So I'm grateful, man. If anything, it's just been a humbling experience of a year. And I'm just grateful to be alive, dude. I'm grateful, man. And I hope out there, everyone, you're able to take a moment to reflect, to be, happy and grateful for something that is of importance to you. Really give thanks in it of itself. And hopefully pat yourself on the back as well. I approached this year's Thanksgiving a little different for myself. I looked at it from a perspective more so of a day of just being thankful. I didn't want to look at it from the what is known for, the origins as to what it means to others. But for me, it's just a day to be thankful, to reflect on it. So I really spent this year, and I feel like life events, it puts you in a certain way where things happen the way it's supposed to. And it allowed me to reflect on what I really had the opportunity to be thankful for. And it's really just that simple. You got to make the time to just do it. So hopefully everyone else's Thanksgiving out there was along those lines. We hope. And if it wasn't, it doesn't mean you can't take the moment right now in your life today to reflect on where you are, and where you desire to go, and the steps you're going to take to get there.
Yeah, I mean, thankful, I think is that other word as well. I mean, of course, it's in the word Thanksgiving, but sometimes we forget all the things that happen in our life up until that point, until we sit and reflect. Some people do it at the dinner table right before they cut right into the turkey and start eating. Others do it before then. I've made it a purpose to do that every week, to really collect what I call tokens and hold on to them, and see something that I did this past week that was monumental for me. Because if I wasn't in a particular position that I was in, I would not have the opportunity to do those things. So being able to hold those tokens to say, okay, you did this week. Be thankful that you had the opportunity to do this. Remember that you did this. Hold it dear to you and keep it going. So that has helped me a lot. It's helped me to keep note of the successes and the lessons that I've had to learn, so that I wouldn't repeat those same lessons again. And it's allowed me to take inventory on where I am in life and how much closer I am to fulfilling my purpose. And it just so happens this past week too, I started a new fitness regimen. And with this regimen, there are certain numbers that I'm looking to hit for my three main lifts, or the three main lifts, which is bench, squatting, and deadlifts. And if I were to hit these numbers, number one, these will be my personal best. But it would be unexpected from someone like me who, yeah, if you know me, if you know my past, you know my body probably can't take too much more of heavy lifting. But where my mind is right now, I know how sound I am. I know how connected I am with my body. And of course, I will listen to my body, but I know that I am on the path of getting my personal best hit for all three of those numbers by August. So it's it's going to be a great year, and I'm thankful that my body has held up over these past 32 years enough for me to hit these numbers. And you know, once I hit them, of course, I'll get that nice little burst of energy, knowing that I accomplished something that I never thought I could. Looking back, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, but at the same time, I might want to go a little bit further, and I'm hoping that I have the opportunity to do so. So I would say that I'm very thankful for the healthy habits that I continue to build. We'll see. And for those of you out there who are right now struggling to find healthy habits or struggling to build them, I suggest you check out the 21-3 method that is on the achromous.fitness.com website. You'll see this gentleman on the screen here. We'll see. You'll be able to read everything that he has had to go through within the transition that he had to make. And of course, you could see him in the flesh now. He's still living that same lifestyle that he's built you know, all those that about a year and a half now ago. And it only took 21 days to really capture the essence of the purpose that he was looking to get to. And it could do the same for you, right? I mean, we all have different journeys. We all have different timelines that we're living in. But we believe that if you are building something, it must be on a sturdy foundation. Your foundation is going to be the thing that will allow you to build your house, your dream home, your mansion, or in this case, your life on. So make sure that you do check out the 21-3 method. It is a practical guide unlike any other I believe you've probably read out there. And that's no offense to any of them, but we believe in action here at the Achromous Podcast. And within the 21-3 method, you are taking action each and every one of those 21 days. And you are taking action, understanding yourself a little bit more, understanding exactly how you feel after those certain exercises that you have to go through. And you're writing it down so it becomes real. It's no longer a thought in your head. It's something on paper that you can keep from now until the end of time. And you can go back a couple years later and see exactly how that transition looked. And you can apply that to any other aspect of your life, guys. So again, I'm thankful for the opportunity to be building this Achromous podcast community, this Achromous fitness community, this Achromous community in general. I think a higher power will see us put us in a position where we can use our voices and the actions each and every week and deliver this content each and every week, come up with episodes and conversation pieces each and every week that has not been spoken about in the same essence that we do, and we deliver it every single week. So all of these things that we're doing, we truly believe that we are living within our purpose and we're growing towards something that is bigger than us, something that we can leave behind for our kids, so that they may be able to digest this content and apply it to their lives. And we hope the same for you. This is why we do this. This is why Will C always says at the end of every time we promote this podcast on YouTube, he says that it does come without a charge, because we believe that the gems that we are giving out to you should be easily digestible. You should not have to part ways with your wallet in order to get these gems. So we'll continue to do that. But there is another aspect of Achromous that we'll get into in a bit, that will come from our Patreon. But we'll see. I mean, I got to say that while building this community has been challenging at sometimes, now that we are 97 episodes in, each and every week it has been worth it. Each and every week we get closer to our audience. Each and every week we learn more about each other, and we learn more about those who are listening, and putting a lot of our advice into action. I think that is the most worthwhile thing that we can come up with building a community like Achromous.
Yeah, for sure. It's we learn as well. You know, it's the lessons that we are learning, and it's all thanks to you. So we want to take a moment to just thank you today. We're thankful for you, the listener, for everyone that's taking the time out your day to just listen in and just enlighten yourself from the experiences of others or like-minded individuals who is able to just share that and be outspoken about it in different ways, and providing a safe haven, if you will, for a platform for you. And we're thankful for your support. Thankful for however we've received it, the feedback that we've gotten from everyone who's reached out to us. We're thankful for continuing to push on this journey, and thankful for your support, that you're going to be right there with us, continue to ride it out and grow with us. As we said, the community, and how we were working on more ways of how to engage and be more even more accessible to you, and to have you, our community, be even more involved in the process. Right. So there's so many avenues that potentials for us to create, that we're working really hard diligently on behind the scenes, and we couldn't do it without you. For everyone that has subscribed, there's everyone. It may not be many at this point on YouTube, but the bottom line is that we appreciate each and every single one of you who have taken the moment have set a weekly reminder that you're going to definitely get something that's going to be very impactful and empowering for you. We're thankful for every single like that we receive, every single comment that we get, indicating, areas of what we're doing great, or other areas that you would like us to talk about. We really appreciate those. Even those DMs directly mean so much. It lets us know that we are doing what we should be doing because we love to do it. This is the goodwill of, faith and fate, if you will, how life presents itself. Because this isn't something we knew we'd be doing 10 years prior. We knew we wanted to make a difference and do something impactful to the world. But we've been led in this direction from the life of experiences we've had. And I'm here to tell you firsthand, just thankful that everything has been the way it is. Because without it playing out the way it has, we wouldn't be here delivering the platform to you today, and learning more about ourselves in this manner, and ultimately together. And I'm really looking forward as we enter going towards the new year. I'm building on that, us building on the Chrome's community, and just being thankful on that. Just really thankful on it. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. We'll see. Thank you guys. Thank you for once again joining us as well. And of course, this is the time where we want to turn it over to you. We want you to tell us exactly what you are thankful for. It could be anything under the sun over these past 365 days of these past 97 episodes that we've joined you. Let us know what's going on in your life. Let us know what you are thankful for this past Thanksgiving. Just let us know exactly what has been going on in your life, that you have been able to pull that token back and really take heed and take a lot of gratitude into what you're doing. The best response that we would get would be featured on the next episode of your Achromous podcast. And of course, you would receive 40% off of anything of the Achromous Fitness store. So with all that being said, we did mention during this episode that we are looking for other ways to be able to communicate with you. Of course, we've really jumped into TikTok a little bit more. If you guys have been on our IG page, yeah, we do still have some of the Achromous podcast clips. But we have started cutting up a lot more clips on TikTok, just because we have an advantage of reaching you guys a little bit more than we would on IG. IG right now is going through some struggles. So of course we know that the reach on TikTok is it just serves us better, serves our community better. It serves everybody else better to be able to digest these gems into bite-sized pieces. So make sure you guys are following us on TikTok. It's still the Achromous Podcast, wherever you can find or listen or hear or see a podcast. But on top of that, in the next 3 weeks, we are developing a unfiltered version of the Achromous Podcast. And it's not to say that the versions that we've been coming out with over these past 97 weeks have been filtered. As you've seen on many of our podcasts, we let it rip. We let it go. But there's another avenue. There's another level that we'll be able to get with Achromous After Dark. This Achromous After Dark series will be available only on our Patreon. The Patreon is the Achromous Podcast. And of course, it will be live after episode 100 of the regular Achromous Podcast. So you'll get 2 sets of gems each and every week now, not just from the Achromous Podcast, but from Achromous After Dark. And that Achromous After Dark, those episodes, again, they'll be unfiltered. We'll be able to discuss our opinions on current events that are happening in our society today that we may not have been able to touch on the regular podcast. Also, you will be able to gain access to us once a month. Every single month, you'll be able to, if you wanted to reach out, if you wanted to have a private conversation, if you needed advice on a specific thing that you're doing, whether it's on the entrepreneurship side, whether you're investing, whether you want to get into podcasting yourself, but you don't exactly know where to start, you have an opportunity to talk to us directly. So there are many different benefits as well that you can receive by being a part of the Achromous After Dark community as well. So again, we're proud to be able to give all of this content to you and to continue to provide it and to continue to build upon what we're doing. We do want to add this other avenue within the Achromous Podcast family, and Achromous After Dark is the way we're going to do it.
Yeah, really excited, looking forward to it. It's something we've been working on for quite a while, and just again, just finding another method of how to be even more engaging with our community directly. And this is a way to provide a service to you to do so. So if you're looking again for the empowerment and development for yourself individually, and you're looking for more of a direct and hands-on approach for support within the community that we have here, this is what we're here to do. We're going to be helping you this way. So looking forward to it, really eager and can't wait to get to that part of it and get to know a lot of you even more better, and for you to get to know us.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a great relationship bonding moment for a lot of us. I know that many people out there want to have their opinions heard, and this is another opportunity to do so. Whether you wanted to do it, from an anonymous side, or if you want to make your voice heard with your name, that's completely up to you. But we're all about sharing. We're all about growing. We're all about building a foundation for you to stand on firmly and build out the rest of your life. So thank you for joining us once again, ladies and gentlemen. If you are listening to us, that means that you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you can hear a podcast. But if you're watching us, it can only mean one thing. It means that you are watching us on YouTube. And there are 3 things that I need you to do. If you've not done so already, I need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You see, the next time that you hop on YouTube and you're scrolling down your feed, you're looking for a personal development podcast or a self-help podcast that has actionable items to help you build a foundation in your life, you will find the Achromous Podcast. And most likely you'll find episode 97. And most of all, we'll see.
You're going to be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification, because it's something that's good and beneficial to you, because it's free to do so. It doesn't cost you anything but time and investment into you. So how could you not want to do just that and serve you? And allow us to deliver that platform. Let us be that voice that's going to make sure that you feel empowered along the way.
Unbelievable. I can't believe we're still doing this. 97 episodes in, and we're going to keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoyed this episode of your Achromous Podcast. We hope that you join us next week on a new episode of the Achromous Podcast. And until that time, it is your boy, J.H. Gibbons.
And we'll see.